Welcome back to my lure box, folks. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the DS80 by Samaki. I've got some beautiful action on that, and I'm going to take you through how I like to fish it in these mangrove creeks. I'm also going to talk to you at the end of this video about my fishing journey in recent years and how it's ramped up, and some of the things that I've been able to do that you can do with opportunities coming up that could help you on your fishing journey to catch a whole lot more fish. So if you love your barra fishing, make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, let's get into this video. Ooh.
Yep. Straight out there.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that should be pretty good. Cranky down there. He's just going off the screen.
Oh, cheeky bugger. 60. Where was I?
You wouldn't have been.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you straight over.
I stopped at about a metre in front of him. He didn't want it.
Going to go out a bit further.
I can send it him again if you want.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, this guy's got one little bit.
Oh. Oh. No. Oh, there I was.
Yeah, you just came down.
Metre or so too far.
A little bit. Just have a cast back here. Stop it there, sort of thing. He's there. You're there. See if he keeps going that way.
Go on, little buddy.
Give it a twitch, see if you can't get his attention. Sometimes they will turn from that far out and that want him in. Same cast, bit further. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop there. Twitch. Done. Twitch, twitch.
Yep. Yep. Oh, beautiful. Oh. Oh, that's just magic, Lindsay. Oh my God. He came in a bit green, eh?
Yeah, he's getting green, alright. That's better.
Mate, followed your gut.
Maybe it is that time.
Yeah, you knew it.
Well, that's the first one we've really got a shot at, and he ate it. Hopefully that's the stuff.
Is he ready to come in, you reckon?
I'll sit and go. Right. Take your time though, there's no hurry.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
One of them had to do it.
Oh, dude. I've just learned so much from watching what happens and the way that we missed it the first time and had to bring it back, recast into the right position.
Yeah, it's all the angles of the dangle, isn't it?
Oh.
Little fish.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay. That's fantastic, mate. What a highlight.
It is good to watch it.
All the patience in the world to stay at it.
Now
I'm so glad you decided to
yeah, it's just that time, mate.
Yeah.
Like I said, sometimes it's not you, it's them.
The behaviour's just different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was just real obvious.
You can see he was moving a little bit quicker than the other ones.
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
And they just seem to have, on the sounder, when you look at it, you'll sort of see that there's more movement in their body. It's not actually the speed they're moving, it's just they seem to be more doing this.
Right.
When they're arced up.
Beautiful, bit of persistence. All the fog's cleared and yeah, straight back in, you reckon, Lindsay?
Yeah, spear him in, man.
Oh, mate, thank you very much.
Good on you.
That's so much fun the way you're doing it.
Barra World.
Well, that was something else. Well, chasing those barramundi with that live technology is actually a lot of fun, and I learned a heap from Lyndsay out on the water. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that whole experience and some opportunities that are coming up that you guys might be interested in later in this video. But what I'm going to do is talk to you now about how I like to fish this Redic when I'm chasing mangrove jack and why it's so effective as a lure. In any conditions, if you're throwing around timber and things like that, why it's so good, even for barra. And I'll link Tommy Wood's Facebook page at the bottom of this video as well. He's a tournament angler who's basically made these lures famous in Australia, and he's got some fantastic content on why he likes these as well, so you can check that out after this video. Inside the ABS body, there's some weights, and that allows you to get a further cast, like a better distance, a really direct cast with this lure. And then it also means that when you stop this lure, it's perfectly balanced. So straight out of the packet, it's perfectly balanced to have a suspension about it that's almost level. It sort of has its nose down a little bit, and that is a key stalling action for a bait fish, to sit like that or like that in the water. A slow float about it means it can come out of cover. So fishing with this, I take the little front split ring off. You might have seen that. I just sort of take that off when I'm chasing jacks. And with the standard 4X hooks that come on it, it has a really slow float in salt water. So that means throwing in and around this timber, you can get that action on the way down, and its cadence is so high, that's a trigger for jacks. And then when you stall it, if it hits timber, it'll just slowly float back up over the timber. And often that's where you're going to get smashed with these mangrove jack and barra if you're fishing timber. A lot of the time that's what Lyndsay was getting me to do in and around that those spindly sticks in the dam as well, was just to wind it in. He was using live to watch it, and we were watching it together and just stopping it in front of the barra. So you might have picked that up at the start of the video. But that's the same sort of technique that you're going to use in these creeks. You find these little spindly sticks, you can throw at them or past them, and then just stalling it, using that suspension, that slow float. The jacks and the barra, they just love that. Doing it down the front of rock walls in the rivers for jacks as well is just deadly, especially if you've got some water flow. I love to do it with my bait casting setup. You're just much more accurate. I'm much more accurate with this rod. And you have a lot of control. Oh, I just got hit then. You've just got a lot more control. Oh, I am on. What have I got? Hey, that wasn't supposed to happen. It's the middle of winter, mate. No jacks around, so the flatty grabbed it. Obviously you can catch anything on these lures. This white bait colour is my favourite too. They do come in a whole range of colours. I think I've got some footage of that. I'll just overlay that so you can take a look at some of the colours. But this little white bait colour, sort of got that bleeding gill and then a chrome on it as well with that faceplate. Holographic eye. It's just a really high-end build, and they're actually so reasonably priced in the stores. My old TMCO Sumaris and Smith Cherry Bloods and things are a lot more expensive, but for a really well built high cadence 3 meter diving lure that just works the moment you start bringing that line in, they're just killer. And like I said, it's a little bit early for jack fishing. It's still quite cold. I've had my jumper on today, but the jack fishing is coming, and it's coming on this channel in a big way. I'm going to be doing a heap of it because I've got my jack burners. They're being released in the next few weeks, so I'm going to have a heap of videos coming on those, and they're going to be launched at after as well. So the jack fishing is coming. Hopefully these little tips have helped get you amped, and a few of these DS80s in your box for summer. They're absolutely fire. What a beautiful profile, eh? I mentioned at the start of this video that I wanted to share some opportunities that I've taken over recent years that have really had an effect on my fishing. Now, crafting my own lures, designing my own lures, and filming sessions and looking back at catches has been something that I don't think many people get involved with, but that has had a major impact on my understanding of fishing. I've been filming for over 10 years and designing and crafting lures for nearly 25 years now. But the one that I really wanted to make a point about in today's video is doing courses with ex-guides or going fishing with some guides. Now, at the start of this video, you saw me on the boat with Lyndsay chasing barra and understanding and learning the live scope game. I've got live scope now. I don't use it all that much yet. It might come around at times, but some of the other courses that I've been involved with have just ramped up my knowledge in a way I could never have imagined. So I'm going to talk to you about 2 of those. The value for money that you get with both of these courses, it's just amazing. The first one, Jace Wilhelm has been running Impoundment Barra Mastery for a few years, and it has changed the way that I look at barramundi. I did it while we were traveling around the country with my family when we toured 3 years ago, and since then I've been able to put into practice a whole heap of the knowledge that Jace has shared. And I've also been involved with a community that he runs through Facebook, which is basically like a coaching page where people get together and share their insights about barramundi, and Jace responds, and that has just been fantastic. Now that course is actually running again, and that's the reason why I want to share this in this video today. Jace is running the course, I think it starts on July 24th. So if you want to check that out, he runs it through Greg Vinal's Australian Lure Fishing podcast page, and it's all done online. So you don't have to go anywhere to do the course, and you can look back on the information and you can ask questions. There's live Q&As that are involved in that course, and Jace does a brilliant job of laying out triggers for barramundi, what lures to use, how to use them. He goes into a lot of detail, and he looks at lake dynamics and a whole load of information about barramundi, especially in the dams, but it can apply to any barra fishing. And I have put it to practice when we were traveling in the rivers around the top end. So that's an opportunity that I think if you're interested in really ramping up your fishing, and you've got an open mind and you want to learn more about that stuff, especially in the impoundments, take a look at Jace's barra course. He doesn't really advertise it very much, and it's something that he hasn't even asked me to do, but I just thought if there's people out there that really want to take on the barra game, and the next few years of dam barra fishing is going to be red hot, it could be a great opportunity to pursue. So I'll put the link to that course or some information about that below. You can get in touch with Jace if you want to follow up on that. The other thing that I think you could do is get out on the water with a guide. Okay, so going out with a guide and do your research, find out who are the ones that can share some information with you, that are open and happy to share that stuff that really makes a difference. There is no substitute for that knowledge that those guides gain by being on the water every day. Another one that I should share with you is a course that Johnny Mitchell has run. I'm not sure if he's going to continue. I think he's going to start running some other courses, but follow Johnny Mitchell as well. He is just an incredible bloke who has really opened my eyes to the wild, actually, like everything in the environment. Being connected to nature, I've never felt more connected to nature since I've done Johnny's course. It's ramped up my fishing, there is no doubt about that. The big fish that I go after, it's made that game so much more enjoyable and fulfilling. And then these guys, they don't advertise very much, and they don't ask me to do it like I just said with Jace. But if you're the kind of person who, for one, can afford it, it's quite expensive, but is looking to really blow your mind with what goes on in these dams or what goes on in the wild, pay attention to these guys or get out with a guide and ramp up your fishing. It's such a valuable experience. I mean, there's a lot of information that is included in YouTube videos, and I try to share as much as I can on my channel as well. But some of these people that have been out on the water every day for 10 years, 15 years, guiding or as a professional fisherman, their level of knowledge is astounding. So much so, if I'm really honest with you, I've got live scope, and it was fantastic to work with Lyndsay on that boat, but being able to apply the knowledge that you can fish and catch great fish without the tech. You probably don't see a sounder on my boat very often, and very rare are you going to probably see live scope on this boat, even though it's all set up and I'm using it. Being able to apply some of the things that naturally occur and that you can pull in from the environment to understand fish and then get those catches, that's really fulfilling. And learning that stuff, yeah, that's where it's at. These guides around the country, Dave Rinkin, who I worked with, I jumped on his boat for a couple of days up north when we went to Dundee Beach. His knowledge was just mind-blowing knowledge these guys have got that are on the water all the time. You can't substitute time on the water. There's no way, and there's no way that I ever would have been able to get the hours up that a guide gets. It's an expensive thing to go and do something like that, and these courses, like I said, they do cost money, but the value you get, it lasts a lifetime. And being able to share that knowledge now with my own children as we travel and as I fish with them is just such a valuable lesson, and it's been able to connect them more to nature as well. So for me, the value has been just immense. And then what you guys get to see on my channel is also ramped up. I'm sure you've seen it over the last few months, and there's a lot more good stuff coming. All right, guys, let me know what you think about that. I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts are on that. I know there's a lot of other courses, and at some stage I'd like to think that I can get through and do those, like understand and learn more from more people. The other thing that I do as well that I didn't mention, just fishing with guys. Fishing with Jai, even fishing with my wife and kids, actually. Being able to share the experience with people, that is a really valuable thing for my fishing, and being able to teach others and then learn from others on the water. So look, whatever your journey is, I hope you're enjoying it and finding more stuff, finding out more things. Don't just rely on the tech. That's one piece of advice that I've got for you. Look for the stuff in the environment, because there is a lot more in that than I ever realised, and I'm starting to uncover even more now after having gone through some of these courses. I'll put the details below and some of the links of these guys that you can follow, or even some of these guides that I've been in contact with or fished with, in the bottom of this video in the description. And hopefully that can maybe help you guys think about other ways to catch more fish or learn more stuff about what's out here. All right, folks, there's a lot more coming on this channel. Thanks for watching. I'll include a whole heap of stuff on my lures that are being launched over the next month. AFTR's coming up. I'm going to be there if you're going to the public day on the Saturday. And other than that, there's some big fish videos coming too. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.